Hey there, I had a request to do a video about the open D minor tuning. I've done several in videos in different open tunings, open D, open G, open E, double drop D, open DADFAD. And I really hadn't messed around much with open D minor. It's a beautiful tuning. And there's some definite advantages to it for fingerstyle in particular, or for strumming. For slide, it's a little tough because you're only going to have minor chords here. But with bars, you can get some interesting chords. So basically, the strings are tuned D, A, D, F, A, D. Now you could also do open E minor, so all you would have to do is actually raise 2 strings instead of lowering 4. But basically, I've lowered the low E string down a whole step, and then left the next 2 strings alone, lowered the G string down to F, lowered the B string down to A, and lowered the E string down to D. So everything I lowered a whole step. So basically we get a D minor chord. And the cool thing about this chord is that with one finger I can make it major. Now with the open D tuning, you had an F sharp here and you couldn't make it minor without changing. It was difficult to make it minor. You could get rid of the third and make it a D5 chord with no third at all, and that would be fine, but that would be a substitute for a minor chord, but it wouldn't have the minor tonality. So this is awesome. So this means that every bar chord we do just straight across is a minor chord. So like for example, that's D minor. This would be E minor at the 2nd fret, F minor at the 3rd fret, G minor at the 5th fret, A minor at the 7th fret, 8th fret would be B flat minor, B minor would be at the 9th fret, C minor would be at the 10th, and then again D minor at the 12th. A little tough to get, but you could just do harmonics. Now, the cool thing though is all we have to do is add one finger and we can get a major chord. So we can take that. It's a lot easier to take open D minor bar chords to major than it was to take the major ones to minor, because remember we used like all 4 fingers and your thumb to try to get it to go to minor. This is super easy. So like here I can play D minor to F major, whoops, F major to G major, just by adding my 2nd finger on the 3rd string 1 fret up. So here's F minor. If I put my 2nd finger on the 3rd string at the 4th fret there. Let me grab a pick so you can hear it better. Okay. And then I do the same thing. This is G major, G minor, G major. So I could do like D minor, A minor, to F major, to G major. Go to B flat major, to A minor, to G minor, to F. So, you know, as long as you can do the bar, and then it's not difficult, you just add one finger. Okay, if you want to make it these a 7th chord, then it might be a little bit more difficult. You can add your pinky on the 2nd string 2 frets up from there. So if you're, say for example, if we're on the G major chord, okay, so it's 5, 5, 5, 6, 5, 5. We add our pinky here at the 8th fret, and we get a G7. Or we could also add it, there too, on the same fret on the A string. It is an A string, but on the 5th string. So either one of those places is fine. They're both going to create a 7th chord. And I can add like if I want to make this D minor 7, I can add it again 3 frets up from the open position, so I'll be on the 3rd fret. So that's D minor 7. Or if I want to put it here, I can do it there too. A little harder to hear down when the 7th is that low, but it's not bad. If you want to do kind of more of a driving. I'm playing G minor here. Okay. Another thing that I noticed was really cool about this tuning was it was very easy to add a second. So we remember when we on the open D tuning and open E tunings, I did the second, the fourth, and the sixth, all those suspensions, and they're really cool, and they work great to kind of give you some flavor to your playing and to your chords. So if I want to add a second to this D minor chord, I just put, for example, my second finger on the second fret of the fourth string, and I get that nice half step between the E and the F, which sounds dissonant until you add everything else. It just sounds beautiful then. Or because this string is the same string as this, they're both D strings, I can add it up here too. And that goes for every bar chord. So the cool thing about this is that when you learn this one chord and you can bar it, you've got 12 chords. When you learn to make it major and you can do that, you've got 12 more chords. When you learn to make this a minor second chord, this would be D minor second, we have 12 of those. So I just keep going up. So this is A minor second, this is G minor second, this is F minor second, and then this is D minor second. And all those can be resolved to their to the bar. Kind of a cool sound. And I can do it in the middle too. Remember on the fourth string, it's the second as well if I go up 2 frets. Now the major, it's the same exact thing. So if I'm playing, say, F major, let's go back to the G major. So I'm going 5, 5, 5, 6, 5, 5. So I just have my second finger here. If I add my third finger here, or I can do it up here. Go down to F. Alternating between the 2 strings to create 2 different second notes. So this one and the same note, just resolving down to the root of the chord. And go to the minor. Having too much fun. Okay, so I can do that. Now also I can add a fourth. So if I want, the fourth is going to be 2 frets up from the minor, and it'll also be 1 fret up from the major, but 2 frets up from the bar. So like for example, here's G sus to G. And again, G sus is kind of shorthand for G suspended fourth. So we're actually adding the fourth and resolving to the third. Almost create kind of a fairly easy, okay? So we can do both the fourth and the second. So let's say if I go back to G and I do the fourth and the second. That's very cool. All that suspension there and the release. Go down to the F and do the same thing. And I'm going to go down to D minor and I'm going to release to open strings. Watch. A minor. So those are just a few things that I thought of that you can do with open D minor. Like I said, I think it's a great tuning for being able to play both major and minor chords very easily. And when I did that video about play any song in DADFAD, this is actually almost easier, because if you can break a song down into just major and minor chords, simplify a song down to major and minor chords, you can play in any key and it doesn't even have to be D-centric. Remember when I did play any song in open or in DADFAD, everything kind of had to have open D strings ringing out, so you kind of had to transpose the song to the key of D. But in this case, you wouldn't have to do that. So anyway, I hope you're well. God bless you guys. I'll talk to you soon, and I've got more videos coming. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and to subscribe. And you can shop at those Amazon links, and I get a little piece of that as well, which is always great. So I really appreciate it. I can't believe it. Almost to 50,000 subscribers. Crazy. I'll talk to you soon. God bless. Okay, so the chords for the intro improv I did on this video are real simple. It's basically just I put my second finger on the 8th fret of the bottom string and my first finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string. I don't play the 5th string. I skip that one. I don't know what the pattern was. Okay, and that's kind of a B flat chord of some kind, B flat. So I got B flat, I've got A, which is major 7, I've got an F, which is the 5th, and I got a D, which is the 3rd. So it's a B flat major 7 chord. And then the next chord I went to on the bottom string was the 7th fret. I put my 3rd finger there. Again, skip the 5th string, and then first finger's on the 5th fret of the D string or the 4th string. And that kind of implies maybe a B flat over A, or you know, it's got a G in it. That makes it pretty. And then I go down to the G note here, and it's kind of a G minor 7 vibe kind of thing. And that's 5th fret and nothing, 5th fret, open, open, open. And then I hit the 3rd fret, nothing, and the 5th fret, open, open, open. And that's kind of an F chord of some kind. And I went to the D minor 2nd chord, and I resolved it. So it's, and I was just kind of goofing around. But anyway, I was just having fun trying to discover things in the tuning, and I always recommend that. Just throw a guitar into a tuning and just start experimenting, just playing with it and see what you can find in there. The great thing about open tunings is, in open position, generally it's a beautiful thing to listen to, and not all you can just mess around with one. You can change one string and it makes everything different. So take care.